Hey everyone, I've just finished Act 7.4, and I've got some fights I want to share with you. So, these fights are going to be Jabari Panther on the Warpath lane in 7.4.5. I really enjoyed this lane because Jabari Panther makes it such a joke. Stick around at the end because I've included an extra fight, Vision Aarkus from a different path, where Jabari Panther absolutely clutches the fight. About 75% of that guy's health in about 15 seconds after he got an SP3, so stick around for that. So the node here is hazard shift. It's two different kinds of hazard shift. There's an armor break on you. There's a bunch of stuff going on, and Jabari Panther just doesn't care. In fact, she kind of benefits from it. Every time she gets one of these buffs on her, she's going to purify it. It's just going to be wonderful. And in this fight, you're going to see that her anti-miss mechanic also allows her to just throw specials as she wishes. This entire lane took about 8 minutes of clock time. It's about 5 minutes of actual fight time. And so Jabari Panther just absolutely crushed it. Obviously, a bunch of different skill champs are going to crush this lane, but Jabari Panther is definitely my go-to. You can see on my team, I did bring Ghost because I didn't read the nodes carefully enough. But yeah, can't use Ghost here. So once I was into this lane and I realized that I couldn't use Ghost, it was going to be some energy if I had to actually go back and redo it. Thankfully, I did not. I feel like usually the lane designers try to throw something on there that like can't be cheesed or whatever, but maybe they just don't think of Jabari Panther as cheese. In any case, like I wouldn't have been surprised to see like an apocalypse or something on this lane or something like that. But we didn't see that, so this lane is just straight fun. 8 bleeds, 10 bleeds. Juggernaut's going to be the longest fight of this one because he's Juggernaut and he has Unstoppable, and you can't just keep going. So, in addition to being kind to us by not giving us Apocalypse or Omega Red or even Bishop or something, some anti-Purify champion that could have been really annoying, they also, every single champ on this lane can be bled, which means that Jabari Panther can just do her absolutely crazy output. I realize I haven't actually talked through what's going on here, so let me just talk through that on this Maestro fight. So every time Jabari Panther purifies a debuff while she's under 6 charges, she's going to get 3 charges. So you can see she jumps up, those purple charges jump up to 7, 6, 7, 8 very, very quickly. Then to get to 10 takes a little bit more work because you can't just purify debuffs to get there. At that point, you need to either stun the opponent, or you can hit into an ensnared opponent, or if you have the Elsa synergy, you can intercept, or as I'm doing here, you can throw the SP3, which will give you 3 additional charges. The nice thing about the SP3 is if you throw the SP3, they're going to come out stunned. So you're going to see right here, I'm just going to go ahead and push Overseer all the way to SP3 because he's going to be stun locked and also just be dead. So that's what's going on here. We'll see it in the Red Skull fight as well. Obviously, Red Skull a little bit annoying because you can't hit into his block, but it's not like you need to do that in this fight. So there you go. Purified. Now I'm at 4, and now you're going to see one more time, I think. No. Okay, there you go. So you see it shoot up to 8. There's a delay on that timer, so it can only trigger so often. But yeah, straight up to 9. Bait out this guy. And I think I'm actually going to work myself up to an SP2 before I trigger that 10th charge here, because the SP2 just does some huge damage. So if you trigger the hunt, which is once you hit 10 charges, if you trigger the hunt with a special or throw a special almost immediately afterward, like that. So in this phase, while she's in the hunt, she's got that unstoppable thing that Mole Man has. She's got some other things going on. She's basically got guaranteed crits, though not quite guaranteed. Every crit is going to bleed. And if you manage to throw a heavy, which I did not in this case, but if you manage to throw a heavy, every single bleed has a chance to double. And those doubled bleeds have increased potency. So if you can get that heavy off in there, I usually try to wait until really close to the end. So sometimes I don't get it, but it's some massive bleed damage. I used that technique against Immortal Abomination in an earlier chapter, and I think I got something like 177,000 bleed damage in about 20 seconds. That's what the end screen said. So here we have Invisible Woman again. You have another annoying champion who has miss. I guess this may be one of those situations where they're trying to throw a counter onto the lane in some way. I guess it wouldn't have been very nice for them to put mutant champions on it, but you never know what they're gonna do. So here we go. This time I got the SP2 already, and it didn't matter that she went invisible at some point in there, because when she's in the hunt, she can't miss. So you've got everything going on, right? You've got Purify, you've got Huge Furies, you've got anti-miss, anti-evade mechanics, if you needed them, although nothing on this lane needed it. You've got just huge damage. I have the Apocalypse synergy on here, which increases her, I think, her cruelty based on the number of debuffs when you throw a special. So, yeah, there's just a lot going on. You can see all 17 hits in, and I'm already in the hunt. And in this one, grab that intercept. And this one, he's actually going to almost kill me. It actually got really close because he throws this special, and I had a buff on me. But it's okay, because he died super fast. So, and that was the last champ. This is the fight I was talking about earlier. This is Jabari Panther versus Vision Aarkus. This is another Purify lane. It's a little bit different mechanics. It's not Hazard Shift, but it's a very similar concept. You can see that by dashing back, you can get rid of debuffs on this lane. So I'm trying to be careful here, trying to bait out that SP1. I'm going to try to do it a couple more times. And my goal here is just to get into the hunt. If I remember correctly, I had a Mystic on my team here. I was just trying to kill off Jabari Panther because I wasn't going to use her for the boss. And I was a little bit afraid of this fight. So I was just like, how much damage can I do with Jabari before I come in with my Mystic? And the answer was all of it. So, okay, he's not being nice, and I threw maybe a couple too many hits there. Okay, I'm in the hunt. Okay, SP2. Nice 19k crit. He doesn't throw the SP3 there. 14 bleeds, 15 bleeds, 16 bleeds. Okay, don't throw it. And there we go. It's done. Jabari Panther, you're the best.